Sitting Pretty, baby.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sitting Pretty. It's your girl Lolo, and if this is your first time on my channel, you know what you should do, right? You know what you should do. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and then wait, don't. Go ahead, hit that bell button too, so you can get notifications any and every time I post a new episode. And today I wanted to address a question that I get often, and I've seen other fellow disabled YouTubers address this topic as well on their channel. So I thought that it'd be cool that, I address it too, especially since this is something that I have been asked about before. So this is definitely going to be just a regular chit chat, me and you talking. Anytime I say anything, please just start leaving comments below and, let's just spark dialogue about this topic. I have been asked a numerous amount of times, how do I handle people staring at me as a result of being a person with a disability? Now, the reason why I couldn't just think of an answer right away is because in my personal experience, most of the time, the people that stare at me are kids. And so I understand it, right? Because they're kids. They're looking at me like, wait, she looks old enough to walk. What is this big ass stroller that she's in? Or why does she get to ride around on wheels? Like, I've heard a kid ask their mom, Mom, why can't I ride on wheels like her? So for them, I understand it's curiosity. I think where the offense comes in when people stare is more so with adults and people who know better. I think the main way to handle and the best way to respond is to break the stare. And when I say break the stare, I mean, if you can clearly tell that somebody is staring at you, just send them a nice wave. Like, hey, boo, or say hi. Hey, how are you? Okay, cool. Nice to see you too. Hey, or if you want to hit them with the, are you looking for somebody? Because you got to break the stare so that way they can realize and recognize that what they're doing is being perceived as something that's rude or disrespectful. And a lot of times people don't realize that they're doing it. I think that's more so why people stare. Is they're just wondering, what is that person's story? How did that happen? And to a subconscious degree, I think they wonder what that is because either they're trying to avoid it if it's something that they felt they could avoid, or just trying to find a place of empathy to understand what our lives may be like. So I think the biggest thing is just to approach it with kindness, approach it with an open mind, and an understanding that maybe they're staring because they're just curious, because they've just never seen someone as beautiful as you are in a chair, or they never thought that they could ever see somebody who happens to have a good spirit but be using a cane or a walker or a scooter or whatever type of other mobility device that there is. Now, here's a tip for the able-bodied community. When you stare, the offense comes in because you staring makes us feel like we're of the outside world, that we are so foreign, oh my gosh, a person's in a wheelchair. What am I supposed to do? How should I respond? And it's just look, relax. Just let a person live. Let a person be. Is it really that surprising to see people with disabilities these days that people should feel warranted to have to stare? Most people are just kind of curious because they have a personal connection with disability, or they're nosy as fuck and they just want to know what's going on, because they don't even want to. It's not like they're any kind of doctor or they're training to be some type of physical therapist or some type of whatever. They just want to know for the sake of knowing. That's the part that's why do you want to know the story? Just know that I have a disability. If you're not going to do anything with the information to help somebody or relate to me on some kind of level, then it's you don't need to know the story. Just go on somewhere and just let me be me and let me live my life, you know? If the curiosity is fueled by wanting to help and wanting to empower, then I get that. If you want to be included in what our space looks like, and you're using that information to further help whatever, you know, it is that you're doing, or how to communicate or include yourself in the lives of people with disabilities, I'm totally here for it. That's the whole point of the channel, is to find those people of the able-bodied community, to educate them, to let them know that our lives aren't that much different. Just don't start by staring. Now, I've definitely gotten those stares that were flattering, that was like, oh, he's really checking me out. Okay, I'm here for it. Go ahead and stare, boo. Get your stare on, honey. But in most cases, it's just nosy ass people. To my fellow disabled folks, if you catch somebody staring, break the stare with kindness. All right? If you have any tips for people to handle others that stare at them as a result of being a person with a disability, leave a comment. If you have caught yourself staring at somebody for whatever the reason is, leave a comment. Let me know what the motivation behind the stare was for. And yeah, you know, like I said, the best way to handle somebody staring at you is to break the stare with kindness. All right? So, as always, leave a comment, like this video, share this video, and of course subscribe. It's Sitting Pretty, baby. Peace.